Hello, Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda, and welcome to day 5 of the best of 30 days of sketches in Christy's beautiful life. Our sketch today was from Susan Stringfellow for stretchsavvy.blogspot.com. So you can go check her out. And I'm going to rotate the sketch 90 degrees because my photos are landscape instead of portrait, and I just think that'll work better. And I have all of these photos of when we were at a craft retreat. I hosted 2 of them a year, and I fed the ladies, and we just had a ball. But we were all gathering for our photo because we always did an annual photo, and I just have so many pictures, but I don't want to eliminate any of them. Unfortunately, one of the gals has recently passed away in it, and so these are why we scrapbook, I think, is so that we can have these memories and see the laughter and joy. So for the sketch, I just cut some squares in different sizes. I think 6 inch was my first size, and then 4.5 under that, and then I just cut those in half and kind of layered them. And I really liked the one bold floral pattern, so I went ahead and cut out the center triangle that wasn't going to show so that I could use the back side of it as the last triangle. And now I'm just doing my dry fitting. If you've watched my channel at all, you know that I'm one of those people that I fuss with my papers and my photos and my embellishments, and I move them around. And for me, it's fascinating, but I truly believe that if you move some element just a half an inch in a different direction, it can really change the overall feel of a layout. And so I don't want to get that persnickety with it, but I want to give it an opportunity for the best visual look for that day, because one day I'll make it one way and the next day I'd make it some way else. So I'm using flip flaps so that I can get all those photos in, and then I cut 2.5 by I think 3 3/4 inch pieces from that bright bold flower pattern, and I'm going to make tags out of it because on the sketch there's 2 tags poking out from behind the photos. And so what I do is you cut off one corner and then you mirror image that over to the other corner, and then you get an exact match. I ended up making my tag a little too pointy for me, so I just flattened off the top of that with the cutter, and now I'm using my crocodile to poke a hole in the top of that. And then you might have caught that as I was putting stuff away, I knocked the arm of my tripod off, which took my camera with me. So the setup now is a little bit differently, and you can see more into my lap and off the edge of the desk, but you will get an idea. And I do apologize for the reflection on the photos. That just happens even without the flip flap in place. That just happens. I'm hoping that when we get to our new house and we have a permanent setup, that things will be better. I probably have, I'm going to guess, 3 months of temporary setup situation going to happen. So just stick with me. So here I'm using the Hope and Kindness papers and also the sticker sheet. It's the campaign for May and June from Close to My Heart. And so I'm just gonna I matted, the photos weren't 6 inches, they were 4 inches tall, but by 5, somehow I had cut them down, I'm guessing for another layout. So I went ahead and cut 4x6 pieces of paper, and that's what you see behind the photos in the flip flaps. And so just to cover that edge where the photo isn't, I'm using some of these stickers. And I thought I was going to take this word hope and put it down underneath the flip flap, and then I decided it would go really well up on that white daisy vignette under the flip flap. So I needed some twine or something to finish out these tags. I think somebody calls them naked tags. They don't like naked tags. And I agree. I like to have the string. It just adds another textural element to your layout. And normally I poke my thread in, like I double it over and poke the loop through from the front. And on this particular tag I didn't. I poked it through from the back, but I do end up changing that later. And before I forget, be sure to go to the description. I have a playlist for all of my 30 days of sketches, so that if you want to see, I'm not doing all 30 days. So far I've done the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I plan to do the 7th, 10th, 12th, 14th, you know. I think I have about 21 days that I'm doing this month out of them, or at least that's my attempt, but the movers come in less than 2 weeks. So here's where I'm changing that tag around. But where I was going with, be sure to check out in the description under the video, there is a playlist for everybody that is doing videos for this best of 30 days of sketches, or you can go to Instagram and the hashtag is hashtag best of 30 DSBL life, CBL, excuse me, for best of 30 days, days of sketches, Christy's beautiful life. The hashtag's in the description. So now I'm taking my smaller daisy punch and I'm punching out some, I call them mums when they're not white, and they're all related florally, and you can make them as poofy or as less layers as you want. I like the 2 layers because they're not too thick for a layout, and when I make the actual mums, they will have 2 layers, but I'm just trying to see how many I need to punch fully, so I'm dry fitting where I'm going to have them sit on the layout. And then off camera, I went ahead and punched those, shaped them, put them together, and then I also went back to a layer leaf thin cut from Close to My Heart that's retired. I apologize for that, but there's so many leaves out there that you can find. And out of the, I think the sage green cardstock that came with the Hope and Kindness bundle, I die cut a bunch of these open leaves. And I just really like how they fill in this layout. I thought about doing some mixed media distress kind of background, and I just thought the cleaner lines of the leaves and the flowers worked well for this. I stamped the sentiment, or the title I should say, Cedar Campus, that's the place where we would meet, using an old retired keyboard alphabet stamp set. And then again, deep dive into my stash, I have these durables, they were called, and these are in a nice bronze color, and they just work great, I think, for this layout. So you can use these for, you know, a boy layout, or I think they pair perfectly with these mums and the florals of Hope and Kindness. I've really enjoyed getting more of my older photos album ready. I'm looking forward to unpacking all of these pages that I've done and getting them truly into their albums. I had started that process here and then it didn't fully get done. But here's some close-ups of the layouts. I hope you have a blessed day. Be sure to spread some love with a thumbs up, and check out all the other creators out there. Thank you. Blessings.